What's going on, guys? And today I want to apologise before we get into the gameplay that this video should have gone up yesterday and it didn't because I went fishing and, you know, basically life took over and I had to get all the stuff ready the day before, get the upload for the channel up for that specific day, and then I ended up missing out uploading yesterday, so sorry about that. But yeah, yesterday I went fishing, ended up catching one of my biggest fish, probably my personal best, especially on the pole, and it's my personal best from the fishery that we went to, which was Partridge Lakes. And yeah, honestly, it was a lot of fun, enjoyed it. It was freezing cold at times, but it was well worth it. But yeah, really enjoyed it, and maybe I'll take you guys along next time. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's jump right into the DLC gameplay on the map V2. So the map V2 is actually a V2 rocket testing facility. Now, in all honesty, the map looks amazing. It reminds me of Launch, and as you can see right there, there was a V2 rocket taking off. Now, I don't think we know yet, but I assume someone has gotten a V2 rocket on V2, and maybe it comes in like normal, maybe it blows up the middle thing in the map, maybe maybe one of the ones that's flying around the map or being tested comes down on the map. I don't know. But it's going to be really interesting to see what actually happens when someone does actually get a V2 on this map. Myself, I can't see myself getting one because I play way too aggressive. I get on like a 10-15 kill streak generally, I end up dying or whatever. And I tend to use a lot of skill streaks anyway, so yeah, it's sort of like a V2 is something that I don't generally go for. So maybe I will in the future, I don't know. But honestly, since the new update, the game has played so much differently. It's been more fast paced, it's been more enjoyable, and I've really enjoyed it. I've loved every second of it. But a lot of people, when they made DLC videos on this map, they called the gameplay rush to the button or rush to the flag or something. And basically what they meant by that is the B flag is right here, right now where I am. And above that, there is a button that you can press that tests the V2 rocket out and sets the afterburners off on it. Like in Launch, that randomly would go off at the end of the map or whatever. I don't know if there's a button you could press in Launch, but basically when the rocket was being tested or whatever, it would kill the enemy team if you pressed it, and it would kill, obviously, your team if the enemy pressed it. This is exactly how this map, or this part of the map, works on V2. If you press that button, it kills the enemy. If they press it, it kills you. Basically, just don't really go near it unless you have to. And obviously, in a game like Domination, you have to, like, the B flag is literally on it. So what I would recommend is just watch out for people trying to get up there. That is one thing that you've got to do. And honestly, it's actually pretty easy to protect it. It's pretty easy to actually, you know, get rid of that threat of people going up there. It's very open, very easy to counter. When people do try and get up there, you can take them out pretty easily. One thing I really like about this map is that all of the lanes are kind of connected in a way, and you can run from lane to lane and across the different lanes and try new things and do things a little bit differently, and it works out like perfectly almost. And I think that that is something that Sledgehammer has really nailed with this map. You know, with the DLC, you always want them to try new things and to try and do different things and stuff like that. And in all honesty, they nailed it with this map in my opinion. I absolutely love this map, and I think that this is one of my favourite ever DLC maps. It's one of the best we've had in my opinion. Yeah, it's close quarters, but you can use any weapon on this. Like, I can use an SMG, I can use an LMG, a shotgun, a sniper rifle, any gun on this map. It doesn't matter how good you think you are or how bad you think you are. You can use practically any weapon on this map. If you're decent enough to get a few kills with each weapon, you're going to be good. It's very, very enjoyable for me. And one thing I have to say is that even though it is close quarters, there is longer range sight lines and stuff like that, like this one, where a sniper would be, you know, beneficial, because obviously it's one-shot kill at that range. You know, you would be able to do that. Now, one thing I do have to say is that I've had quite a few bad spawns on this map where you kind of spawn in and the enemy's like right round the corner, but you know, that happened to me earlier and they spawn right next to me. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's something that happens in like practically every DLC map. Now, one thing I also want to mention, obviously, in this gameplay, I dropped like 60, 70 kills or something ridiculous. I think it's like 62 kills, maybe, I'm not entirely sure. But for me to be able to drop that many kills with an LMG in this map, that obviously means that there is a lot of ways to find people, there's a lot of ways to get round, and I really think that that's a good way of doing it. On a small map like this, you should be able to drop high number kill games. On any map you should be able to be fair, but obviously in Hardpoint, with it lasting a lot longer, then obviously you being able to get a lot more kills does actually play into it. So, as you guys can see, we were kind of dominating this match. They weren't really playing the objective very hard, and neither was I myself, honestly. And it worked out. As you can see right now, or here, that is the V2 rocket being tested. Someone had pressed that button, and obviously it's pretty loud. That is the one downside to me on this map, is the fact that it is pretty loud. There isn't really much you can do about it, and if you're trying to listen to people because you've got a headset, if you're trying to listen to the audio of your TV or monitor or whatever because you are obviously trying to hear where people are coming from because it gives you an advantage and stuff like that, yeah, you will run into the problem of, if that V2 rocket is going off, you will have no idea where people are. I can see this being a problem in like search and destroy and stuff like that. But in all honesty, I can't see it being too much of an issue, because I don't think anyone would actually be stupid enough to risk going up there in search and destroy, if you know what I mean. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. But as you can see, I was looking up in the air there, and you can see V2 rockets flying up, and I think that that is so cool. I don't know why, but it's just cool to see it outside of someone actually calling the V2 rocket in it, just smashing it through the ground. When it comes to earning score streaks and staying alive and having a good game on this map, I find it particularly difficult in certain situations and certain game modes. One thing that I have to mention, in certain game modes like TDM, like Domination and Kill Confirmed and stuff like that, some people, well, pretty much any game mode, you guys know this, you guys give people jetpacks, they will still sit in a corner, right? That's what I'm going off, right? So in this game, if you get into the wrong lobby where people are sitting around, where people aren't moving about the map very much, where people aren't really doing anything, you will run into the issue with people sitting in corners and camping and not really doing anything. That is something that we all run into practically all the time. It's something that happens game in, game out on some people. It's the way some people play the game. Now, I'm not saying that every map is like this. I'm not saying that Sledgehammer should have designed the maps better, because they can't really do anything. If people are going to sit in corners, they're going to sit in corners. You guys get what I'm saying here. And this guy was literally sat in the corner there. I demolished the kid, so it didn't really matter. But what I'm saying is that in certain lobbies, in certain parts of this game, there will be people that will sit around, that won't really move around the map too much, and it will be annoying and frustrating to play against. But when have people ever moved around the map in certain lobbies? It just doesn't happen sometimes. So yeah, I guess that's one downside of this, but you can't really call that a downside when it's literally down to the community and how the community plays the game. This here is the button I was on about, and you can see how wide open it is. Like, it's really wide open, so you are taking a risk to get up there, and I managed to get a kill out of it. And that is something that you've got to take that risk sometimes. If they're on that thing and you climb up and you get there unnoticed, when you set it off, you can get a few kills there. And I think that that's a good thing, and I think that that's something that is unique to this map, and this map alone. You don't really have anything like this map in Call of Duty World War II. It's a small close quarters map, but it's nothing compared to something like, you know, Nuketown or Shipment. It's not that small. It's actually quite a big map. Like I said, it reminds me of Launch from Black Ops 1 with the colour palette and the way that it plays and everything. And I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the better maps from the DLC, but I honestly can't tell you what's the best map out of this DLC. I have no idea, because all of the maps in the DLC are actually really good, and I really enjoy them. Tomorrow I'm going to be uploading my Egypt gameplay and talking to you guys through that one, so look forward to that. But after that, I'm probably going to go and do some sniping highlights in the DLC and do some other things like that, because I'm looking forward to playing this more. Like I said, the War Game mode is a lot of fun now, and with this update, and the DLC maps are a lot of fun as well, and I really just enjoy the way that this game plays. Now that we've had that big update and everything, I just think this game plays a lot better than it ever did. But yeah, I would say that this map is one of my favourites at the DLC. I think Dunkirk, I need some more time to play it to figure out whether it's a really good map or not. But I actually really enjoyed my game time on that map, and I really did well on that map as well. And that is something I could say about all of the maps in this DLC. I've actually not had a bad game on any of them yet. So that is something I've obviously got to wait and see whether, you know, I've learnt these maps very quickly or whatever, and that's why I'm, you know, doing so well on them, or whether it's just the people I'm getting up against. Maybe there are actually some noobs in the DLC playlist this time around, but I don't know. I think that this DLC, like I said, is really good, and you should definitely consider it. I wouldn't buy it if you don't play the game very much, but try the new update, see what you think of it, because for me it's changed the game around in a lot of ways, and it's made it a lot more fun for myself to play the game. So that's just my 2 cents on it. I think that this map is definitely one of the best that we've had, and I think it really is a good map. So in hindsight, I really wish that this map was there on launch. I really wish that more maps like the DLC maps were there on launch, because they're a lot of fun to play. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes the DLC maps are really good, and it seems that Sledgehammer is pumping out some really good DLC maps, and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But honestly, from my first impressions of these maps, they're all fantastic. They play really well, and for any game mode. So yeah, if you play them to your heart's content, you're going to enjoy them for the most part, in my opinion, unless you get into a really crappy lobby, but that's just Call of Duty for you. If you get into a bad lobby, you don't really enjoy it anyway. So yeah, be my guest. If you want this DLC, then obviously go ahead and get it. If you don't want the DLC, then that's up to you. But like I said, dropped 62 kills and died 35 times. Obviously I died quite a lot, but 62 kills in a game of Hardpoint is pretty decent if you ask me. So a lot of kills that I did pretty well. We played the objective and everything, and I really enjoyed myself. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you aren't already, and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any of my future content. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.